I've said it many times, I know I would change my ways, I know for sure. When all the crows decide to meet, they settle down beneath my feet. I've got it right and I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson hanging on. Come sit here.
Hello and welcome to another vlog. Bentley is going kind of bananas out there in the snow. He just left for another corner of the woods, so I'm gonna go catch him. I had all these crazy plans for this vlog to do a deep clean and a deep gist and an organization, and let me tell you, winter solstice told me who's boss, not the other way around. You can see him, he's like way out there now. Right here. Anyway, I started my cleaning this weekend, which I did take a little bit of B-roll, so feel free to slice that in right here.
When I was young, I thought control would lead me to an ending road, and heavy metal seemed to be the only thing that was for me. And I saw the angels coming down, and they sang a song, they sang it loud, and I still remember parts of it, and the yellow glorious will it. Won't you be my guide and let me follow? Can I hold your hand for all time's sake?
He's like, normally he doesn't love the snow, so this is like new for him. I haven't seen him this excited about snow. I think he just likes smelling all the animal tracks because there's quite a few. Let's go back inside, light some candles, and talk about the winter solstice. It's been getting so dark that I'm gonna have to get crafty with the lighting today. Hello. He's like, why am I not getting a treat? Come here. You have so much energy. Where is this coming from? Can I have some? So I actually have this big bag of deer food, but every few days or so I sprinkle some deer food outside. So the deers come and they visit, and I haven't done it in a few days. You're being very patient, Bentley, and I appreciate it. We'll get you a treat in a second. Round two. Where is this coming from? Did your nap do this to you? Alright, let's get some candles going. I'm gonna burn this new one that my friend Maria gave me. It's called Moonflower and Sage by the Purity Lab Cosmic Coven. There's little amethysts in it, which I feel like goes super nice with the winter solstice. It smells heavenly. Actually, should I just light all of these? This is another one that actually my assistant got me. This is Home Sweet Home by Olive and Coco. And then this one is just one that I got from HomeSense a couple years ago called, I don't even know what it's called, but it says fa la 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 on it. You know, the days have been getting shorter and shorter, and it's the shortest one, and then we start to climb back into a brand new solar cycle where we reach our way back to summer solstice, where it's the longest day of the year. So it's that turnover point. And you know, when I think of winter, I think of like inspiration and just symbolically, without gender, it's considered to be like the feminine season. It's considered to be a time for rest. It's considered to be a time for hibernation, for nesting, for peace, for going inwards, for being warm and cozy inside, but like being deep in a mind state of not just meditation, but specifically inspiration. And like, I don't know why, but when I think of winter, the colors that also come to my mind are like lilacs and pinks and blues, like very galaxy colors. And none of that might make sense at all, but it's just like, that's the way my brain communicates with me. And it's a cycle of rebirth. So we're entering into that cycle. And in that transformation, there's no call to action. Like there's nothing you have to do other than just embrace the silence, embrace the stillness, embrace the darkness, and listen to your internal light, like listen to your internal flame as it guides you in a new direction with that rebirth. And it's in that silence that our souls can come forward, that they can connect and communicate with us. Or, you know, you are your soul, so it's not two separate things. But in order to make it make sense, like your soul is able to emerge in that state of silence and stillness and show you the path. Rest and reflection before like getting back up and stretching under the rays of the spring sun, if you will. Just in general, if there's anything that you've been like pushing away or pushing to the side, any deep, uncomfortable feelings, now's the time to explore them. As uncomfortable as it can be a good time to really mourn, like reveal and heal your shadows, and then mourn the process and like grieve the process of working through whatever you got to work through, to let it go and like make some space for some new stuff that'll come in the spring, and you shift towards it. And you don't have to like start charging or running towards it. Like we've got time before the summer solstice. So it's like a slow reawakening or a slow illumination, a slow movement towards a new path from that state of stillness. Hence me trying to deep clean and realizing that it just wasn't the time. Like it is the time, but it also isn't the time. I've been trying to do it for so long, and there is a lot of stuff, mainly clothes, that I need to go through. But I feel like that even the building slowly, not having to do something like rip the Band-Aid all off at once. I have all winter to go through my clothes. It would be nice in terms of video wise to be able to do it all in one shot and like make it into content. This channel is me sharing my life, my projects, my personal time with you. I don't like to make my life revolve around trying to force content. I find that it just makes it not only makes my job a lot easier, it makes creating so much more seamless because I feel so much more authentic when I'm just sharing what I'm already doing, not doing things just to share them. So that was a way better way to say it. So, I mean, ideally I would have loved to do a closet deep clean, and I will, and I'll still document however long it takes me this winter. But it's definitely not going to be a one-shot done type thing in a night. And basically in this state, in the winter, in the dead of winter, that's when we can start dreaming new dreams, realizing new ideas, and then bringing them to life, but waiting till the spring to do so. It was last year actually that I really thought about starting memberships, but I didn't do it. I didn't start it until April, and it actually worked out so much better. So I might just do one more quick clean, you know, in one day. My house already feels a bit messier, so I'm gonna do a quick clean sweep. We'll have a little burning ritual in the fireplace, some things to release and let go of. We did the deer food already, but put some animal food outside for nature. Bentley was going crazy out there. It was wild. What else? If you have to think too hard, then you're trying to do too much. And then ideally, I would take a big bubble bath. Maybe I'll end my night with a big bubble bath. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm gonna start a timer for 15 minutes and just clean from the mess from yesterday to today, which you'd be surprised how much that actually is. I have all my clothes folded on my couch, and I'm gonna leave them there because I'm slowly like actually reorganizing all of my closets, I don't have a lot of closet space here. So I'm not gonna clean off the couch, which is full of folded clothes, but everything else. I'm gonna do everything else, and then we'll move into everything else, if you will.
I was on fire, our house, our dreams. We were dancing on a wire, reckless it seemed. We found holes in these walls, we like what we saw. star seems so strong until it falls, the final straw. Oh, I never felt like this before. Oh, when I was trapped, you showed an open door. Living in a dark, clouded haze, we danced, we fought. We were bound to make mistakes, real love, we thought. But it was always on fire, our house, our dream. We were dancing on fire.
So for my burning ritual, which you don't need a fireplace for, you could definitely safely with a candle, just be very, very safe. Like, burning rituals are fun, but always err on the side of safety, I feel I should say. I have this little sheet of paper. Don't want to overcomplicate this. The idea is anything that's coming to an end that I'm ready to release or let go of, I want to write down on this little piece of paper and then throw it in the fire. Like, it's that simple. Something I've been focused on lately, if you've ever read the 4 agreements, the first agreement, which I was just speaking of the 4th one in 2 vlogs ago, I believe. But the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. And the idea is that our words create our reality in terms of our thoughts and what we say out loud and how we communicate, and also the things we write down. And so I'm trying not to rush too quickly into this. I want to be impeccable with my word, if you will, with choosing what I want to write down here. It's harder than it seems. What's coming to an end? Okay, well, the year 2021's coming to an end. That's one thing.
I didn't have the words to explain. Then we were dancing on wire.
So the next thing I'm doing is just a little bit of journaling. I wrote out a few journal prompts and then answered them, and I'll share the journal prompts with you. The first one is a reflection on the year that just passed. So how was 2021 for you? I'm sure everybody's answer to that would probably be very interesting. What are you grateful for from this year, and what are you ready to let go of from this year, which could include lessons that you learned. So now that you've learned the lesson, you're able to let it go. In short, my year was very healing, also very challenging. I fell in love this year, which was nice. I would die of humiliation if my boyfriend heard me gush over this in a vlog, but that was a very healing experience. I've been on the run since I was like 18, so almost 9 years. So creating a home for myself that is as truly my home has been also very healing. But with everything that happened this year globally, I definitely felt challenged this year. Challenged to understand people that are very different or see the world very differently than me. Challenged to not let all of the chaos take my peace. I think that, sometimes we're so conditioned to think that we're supposed to be stressed out or upset or just hurting. And angry all the time and mad, and there's always going to be something to be angry and mad and hurting for, don't get me wrong. I think we need to normalize though those moments where we do feel peace and not be so quick to let things take them from us. And there was a lot that definitely fought to take my peace this year, and so as much as it was hard, and I'm grateful for the lessons I learned in how to hold on to my peace. The second journal prompt is, what things are inspiring you right now, and how can you take great care of yourself during this season? And my answers to that are all over the place. Like winter in general, I find to be a very inspirational time. I find that I kind of have my head in the clouds in the winter season because there's not much to do out there. So I find that like I'm a Pisces. I live in my brain and I like it in there. I love the internal world that I have going on up in my noggin. So starry skies, nature, music, art, creation, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, kundalini energy. It's the energy right up your spine, and all aspects of life can fall along the 7 chakras, although we have hundreds of chakras all over our body. And how can you take great care of yourself during this season? Definitely rest. I have been really inspired by work lately, which is something I probably should have written down as well, but I did write creation. But I've been so inspired with so many ideas for work and just really enjoying the membership over on All Things Koze and all of the events and such we're having over there, and just the moments to connect with people. It's been so beautiful. I feel like I've been much more outward facing in my career. So in terms of ways to take care of myself, I definitely need to make sure that I'm still resting lots and not forcing too much, like trying to clean out my entire closet tonight, like things like that. Just really embracing rest and recharging so that I have the energy to go into this next year, especially come spring and summer, and really kind of go for all the things that I'm thinking and dreaming of right now. And then the last prompt is, after taking a moment of silence, what message does your soul have for you moving forward? Sitting in silence, you might not hear anything. Your mind might go a million different ways, in which I would suggest friendly to sit in silence for longer until all of the different roots start to settle down and you fall below the surface and you catch that place where you're just witnessing all of the thoughts running around. And then ask yourself in that place if your soul has a message for you. Odds are it'll be a very deep and intimate message for you, something that is part of your embedded wisdom that you are born with, something that nobody can teach you in a YouTube video, nobody can teach you in a textbook. It's something that's part of your DNA, just your existence as a human being. And so if you can get nice and quiet and sit with that part of yourself, odds are you'll hear exactly the message inside that you might be looking everywhere for on the outside. So if you're needing some guidance, if you're needing an answer to something right now, I highly suggest sitting with some silence and just seeing what comes up. So those are my journal prompts, and I wrote those answers down. Now I'm just gonna pull a little oracle deck reading, maybe a little bit of tarot. I did a tarot workshop recently, which was so fun, and I feel like I learned so much about the Rider-Waite deck. And so I've been pulling a card a day to see what I get. Like this morning, I pulled the 9 of Pentacles, a very feminine, abundant card, if you will. This is another deck I got this year. My friend Maria actually inspired me to get it. It's Oracle of the Mermaids, and it's a very like siren, feminine deck as well, so I'll pull one of those. And then I don't know why I'm getting called to this deck. I was originally going to do my yoga path, but I'll save that one for the morning and do the Work Your Light Oracle deck. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'll share with you what I get. All right, so my cards are, so from the Oracle of the Mermaids, I got Divination, Prophecy, Fate, Destiny, and Future Fortune. From the Moonology deck, I got the Waxing Moon. The energy is gaining momentum. And this is actually the same moon cycle that I have a tattoo of. Oh, wrong side. Tattoo symbol I have. And then this is the card that flipped out of the deck that you just saw there, the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes, from the Light Your Oracle deck. And then I picked a card because I don't like to stick with just the cards that fall out of the deck, so I picked Starseed, What Lights You Up. Okay, when I said that there's certain colors that inspire me in the winter, this is like entirely what I meant. Like these colors from these cards. Actually, it goes well with this card too, especially with the crossover of prophecy, fate, destiny, future fortune, and you've been training for this for lifetimes. What lights you up? The energy is gaining momentum. Something tells me I sense a time of expansion coming, which is why I feel like it's so important to utilize this time for rest so that I can expand. That I like the crossover of the divination and the age of light, like this one being prophecy, fate, and future fortune, and this one says you've been training for this for lifetimes. Aura of just going up, and also the different chakras as we were talking about earlier. Whereas I feel like these two cards go well together, where it's like the energy is gaining momentum, like starseed, what lights you up. I feel like this also all goes so well with the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles being coming into completion, lessons being learned. Also in the Nine of Pentacles, she's focusing on the 6 pentacles in front of her while leaving 3 behind. And I like that because in a sense, she's willing to let some things go in order to harvest what she's already got going, like in order to lighten her load, if you will. And that is exactly what I feel like is symbolically a good representation of life right now. Hello again. Welcome back. Well, I guess welcome back to me because it's been a few days since I last saw you. So I'm gonna tag in a little bit of a plan with me here on the end of this because as I promised in the December plan with me when I shared with you guys how I do all of my checklists and trackers, I said I would share with you guys what the update would be at the end of the month, and then we could plan into the new year. It is actually New Year's right now, and I figured as I'm printing out my checklists for January and just prepping for January itself, we could just go over everything that happened in December. So I actually just had an event on the 30th for the Koze memberships, and we did a bunch of 2020. We did like a 2022 gist, or an end of the year gist, where we mapped out our goals and like we said goodbye to 2021 and such. And so I did map out what my goals would be, my main goals for 2022. So I do already have those. So starting with intentions, I kind of looked at that more so as values. So what values I wanted to focus on going into the new year. My values ended up being number 1, trust and intuition. So not just trusting myself and my intuition, but also trusting divine timing, trusting the universe, trusting whatever, everybody's different. What they have faith in is different. So if you like to call it God, maybe you believe in, I don't know, like that circle of life, I don't know, but just trusting something that is a little bit bigger than myself, and actually quite a bit bigger than myself, and my intuition as well. So trusting that I am connected to the divine, but also trusting that the divine connects all of us. That's my belief. Number 2 is love and family. Number 3 being health and well-being. Number 4 being community and career. And then number 5 being confidence and authenticity. And then routine, we can go over to Canva and just spice up the checklist that we did last month. There was quite a bit that didn't get done, but who cares? It was the holidays, right? So I tallied everything up and then did percentages. And the 3 things that I did the most in December was reading 2 chapters every day, working out, and getting ready every day. And then the 2 things I struggled the most with was getting a coffee talk filmed every day and journaling every day. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a refresher, you can keep the same habits, but just restack them in a new way, which makes it feel fresh without having to like reinvent your entire life. And then I need to set my goals for the month, which is also pretty much all over there on my board. I haven't really been doing spreads in my bullet journal. I just kind of log daily. So I think I'm going to actually print and keep a checklist for my goals for the month of January on my clipboard, because then that way I'm looking at them every day to be like, hey, I need to get these like priority goals done. Like they're small things, but they're very like administrative things. Like I really need to book a dentist appointment. I haven't been to the dentist in a little while and I really want to book an appointment for that. Okay, so now checking out my work schedule. I actually feel like I might keep this exactly the same. And then finally, as I showed you last time, the gist, so here's the new work schedule checklist, and here was the one from last month, so just not that much of a change there. So far I love it. It's like very icy blues, you know, very January. So the nice thing is too, because I'm reusing paper and I also buy recycled paper, the thing I'm gonna do actually, so in February, I'm gonna use the backs to do the exact same thing. So I'll do my routine checklist for February on the back of January, and then that way, again, I'm doubling down on the amount of paper that I have to use. I didn't buy a planner this year or like any extra new journals or anything. A planner would be using actually way more paper, and I always end up just never finishing a full planner. So this has been working for me. Blue theme going on for January. I'm very pleased with this. Put them on my clipboard, and I have my routine tracker, my work schedule, so my hour tracker, my Sunday gist list, and then I'm gonna print my yoga calendar for the week, or sorry, for the month of January as well. This I've already done. There's a checklist on here. You'll see it at the bottom. It says plan monthly event and contents. So I've planned the events for January for the Koze membership. I've planned my content for the month as well, so that is done. Update my dry erase and eye calendar. That is definitely something I need to do, so I'm gonna do my dry erase next. Create community calendars, and then I just printed my checklists and my goals. Anyways, I am wishing you all a very restful winter season, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye guys.